Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the next essay, that is on letter writing, written by A.G. Gardiner. In this essay, as the title suggests, we will talk about the letter writing, how we can write a letter and what was the importance of letter writing. If we look at 100 years back, means this essay is written around in the beginning of the very 20th century, and we to understand this essay we have to look at the importance of the letter writing. At that time, the time when there was no other way to convey our ideas, to convey our messages to our distant ones, to the people who are living far away from us, the letter was the only way to send our messages to those loved ones. If we talk about today, we have so many ways through which we can convey to our loved ones, like there is telephone and another lot of social media, WhatsApp, Facebook. We can just type a message, the message will be on the other hand. But if we talk about 100 years back or 150 years back, there was the only way, that is letter writing. And because it was the only way, so you can just imagine the importance of letter writing, how our loved ones were always expecting the letter from the other ones, how they were curiously waiting for the letters. So this is the thing, this is the situation around which we have to think about this letter writing. So because of its importance at that time, it becomes very important to write a letter in such a way that can tell about tell about everything whatever is going through in our lives, so that the person who are living far away can get to know that what are the circumstances we are actually going through. So this was the importance of letter. But there are so many difficulties when we talk about letter writing. Letter writing means you are telling about the incidents that are happening all around you. But when it comes to writing, it is a very it becomes a ache in stomach for so many people, because they are not accustomed to writing. Or if we talk about ourselves only in today's lives, if we are asked to write something, then we feel that it is a very difficult job to write. Basically it is a self expression. The things that are going through with us, we have to express it, we have to put it on the paper. But it is not as easy as we feel from a distant. When it comes to us, when we start writing, we have to think so much, so that we can put exact words on the paper, so that with the words which can express our feelings very conveniently and legitimately. There is always a fear that we shouldn't use a wrong word or wrong expression. The message which we are trying to convey should be conveyed in that manner only, in that way only which we want it to be. So in this essay, Gardiner talks about the difficulties that comes when we come to the point of self expression. As the letter opens with a conversation of two soldiers, Bill and Sam. As Bill is heading off to his duty, so Sam is asking him to write a letter very frequently, so that his family members can get to know about him very well time to time, so that they can get updated about his life. Then he confesses the problems he faced while writing, that he couldn't find the words to express the thing. Like if I read out the lines, the exact words, Bill Bill tells to Sam that he says that he starts his letter with that, hoping this finds you well as it leaves me at present, and then I am done. With the one line only, his letter is complete. This is the actual condition of will. One person who is trying to write a letter to his loved ones or to his family members. And again Sam also confesses his problem whenever he's tried to write a letter. As Sam says that I just sit and scratch my head over the blessed paper, but nothing will come. I am trying to find out the words which can express the things, but at last I end up with the blank paper. I couldn't even find the words for the letter. So these are the problems that Bill and Sam are facing in a letter writing while they are trying to write a letter. And these two persons are not the only ones who face the problem. They represent the whole people, the every common people who finds it difficult to write a letter. So this is not a case of these two persons only, this is the case of millions of people who is trying to write a letter. Because letter writing, or if I talk of in general, to write anything, it needs a lot of courage, and you must be very well able to express yourselves, express your feelings, express your emotions very well through words. You must have good vocabulary so that you can put your emotions in concrete words. So the lot of practice is required to write a letter, to write a good letter, to convey our message in a very well manner. So this is all the essay writer talks about in his essay on letter writing. So these are the things that he is trying to convey us through the situation of these two soldiers, when one is heading off to the in the military, and one another person or his brother is asking him to write a letter on time. So this is the actual condition of the soldiers. And then through the examples of great writers who has written so many memorable letters, uh, the essay is trying to say or trying to tell us how we can write a good letter. He gives us some tips about the letter writing. The major tip or the main tips which we can use by writing a letter is that you must be personal while writing a letter. Personal means you shouldn't try to be somebody else while writing a letter. You must be personal as the person is while conversing with another one face to face. You have to remain the same. You shouldn't try to use extra highly ornamental words, nothing. Your letter must be a lively letter. The person who is reading your letter at distance must not feel that you are absent. He or she must feel that you are present with the letter only. In such a way you have to express the things. And another tip he gives us that your letter must be in a telling manner, not a descriptive. As you might have read so many stories or the novels, the thing that is peculiar about the novels is the author or novelist always try to describe the surrounding of the incidents. He will always try to describe the environment, the place where his characters are sitting or talking. But our essay says that in our letter you need not to describe the environment. You just tell the things whatever is going on. As through the example of Bill and Sam, he says that as Bill has gone through so many fights, what he can tell or write in the letter, he can just talk about the incidents that happened during the fights, and this would remain easy and this would give a lively picture to his letter. You just explain the things that whatever is going through, whatever is happening with you, just that will be all. As he also takes examples of the greatest writers of the literature, that is John Keats. As John Keats suggests about letter writing, that let me read out the exact lines that Keats says about the letter writing. I intend to write you such volumes that it will be impossible for me to keep any order or method in what I write. Keats says that when I am going to write a letter, I can't maintain any order or method. There should be no order or method of writing a letter. There should be no standard way to write a letter, as you are writing your letters to your loved ones. So what you have to do, whatever comes in your mind, just put it on the paper. Don't, without caring about the order, sequence or the method of the things. So if you will follow your mind, whatever the first thing comes in your mind, just put it on the paper, and in this manner you can write so many or talk about so many things whatever is going in your life, and this is how you can complete your letter as well in a very easy manner. So these are the tips that A.G. Gardiner is trying to give us by citing the examples from Keats, Carlyle and other writers. So this is the way you can write a letter. These, just remember, these are not official letter which we are writing to principal or to place an order. No, these are the letters which are writing to our loved ones, so that they just can get the idea about our life. So if we talk about the questions, first question is, where all had Bill fought in the war? Under this question you have to point out the places or the fights which he fought during his job in army. Second, how would dalesmen of Lakeland dodge the postal charges? What are the tricks that dalesmen could use so that they can escape from the postal charges? The thing about letter writing 100 or 150 years back, that they charged very highly. The one letter could charge a lot more money than as we pay today. So that's why the importance of letter writing during those days was their expense. Letter writing was very much expensive, and because of that, the low frequency. Because not everybody can afford the expense of the letter writing, so they could write only after 2 months or 5 months or 6 months. So this is the common gap between the two consecutive letters. So these were the things why the letter writing was very much important, why the letters were considered more important as they are considered today. Because after 20 to 30 years there was an invention of penny post. The system which made the letter writing or sending the letters very cheap. You can write a letter and send it by paying only 1 penny. So because of the cheapness of this letter writing, the letters became usual or common, as it was not the case earlier during the beginning of the 20th century. Next question, which are the things according to Gardiner that have completed the destruction of the art of letter writing? What were the new inventions that stopped or completely destructed the manner or importance of letter writing? As you can easily look at the points like telegram, telephone, social media, WhatsApp, Facebook, because we are sending, the only main of behind letter writing was we wanted to convey our messages, and now we have very easy and very comfortable means through which we can send instant messages. So that's why letter writing is receding day by day. How, according to the author, should letters be written? In what way letters should be written? The letter, while writing a letter, you must be very much personal, not an abstract entity, but a personal one. You have to express your feelings from inside by using a common language. This is how your letter can be very lively in nature. Why did Bill find writing love letters easy? Why does Bill say that writing a love letter is very easy one rather than the letter which he is writing to the family members? Why? Because in love letters he can use so much signs or crosses which could fill up his page. But these crosses, these signs he can't use in the letters which he is sending to the family members. That's why he is saying that writing a love letter is very easy one rather than the letter he is writing to his family members. Why was writing a letter a serious affair before the coming of the penny post? Before coming of this system, the cheapness of letter writing, why it was very much prevalent or serious affair? Because of his expensiveness, and which lead to the low frequency. People could only send the letter after a gap of 4 to 6 months. Why does the author think that Carlyle and Keats are great letter writers? Why Carlyle and John Keats are considered as great letter writers? Because they applied the method of telling. They are just telling the incidents rather than going on the descriptive side. They don't care about describing the incident, they just believe in the telling of incidents. As the incidents happened, in the same way they are putting it on the paper. Next, what kind of a letter does Keats wish to send his brother George? As I have already read out his lines where he says that whatever will come in my mind, I will put it on the paper. Next, write in your own words the things that Carlyle describes in his letter to his brother. If you will read out these 5 to 6 lines that Carlyle tells us, or the essayist has cited in his essay, you will find out that he is telling the incident that is actually happening in his home. The same way he is not adding anything or any supernatural words or highly superficial words. He is telling the incidents in a very simple way, so that his brother, when he will read the letter, could find out that he is present with his mother. And this must be our aim, so that the people who is reading our letter must feel that he is with his loved ones. How, according to Gardiner, could Bill have described the battles in which he had fought in his letters? Same way, without caring about the describing of the war, he can just cite the incidents, what the things that happened during the fight. As let me read out the lines that he can use. Yes, like he says that my sole of the shoe has blown off during the fight and other things, and by combining these things his page will obviously fill up with only these incidents. What is the recipe that good letter writers follow? The recipe, the ingredients, the things, the ways a good letter writer must follow. Now by using these tips he can write a very good letter, very lively letter. If he would not care about describing the things, just he focus on telling the things as we do in a daily day-to-day conversation. The person while writing a letter should not think about that I have to use a method, I have to follow an order in which I will put the incidents. No, whatever is coming or whatever is popping up in your mind and whatever the things that are happening in your life, you can just jot it down on the paper and send it to the loved ones. So this is the easy way, and this is very lively way and or impressive way to send a letter, and this is the exact way of letter writing. If you are sending your letter, if you are hoping to send your letter to a loved one or family members. So this is all about this essay. I hope you have understood, you have gotten some ideas about the letter writing. But I would suggest you please go through the essay one more time, so that you can find the actual lines, actual words, whatever the Keats, John Keats or Carlyle is trying to say in this essay. So till then, study hard, take care, bye.